So I thought about literally the gates around Wake Forest and the fact that we have that ability to open ourselves up or close ourselves off to other people. So the series is designed to help people to become more self-aware of who they are as a cultural entity or as an individual, and to think about how those cultural experiences have given them a framework for how they think, behave, and even they believe.
So the GateKeepers Workshop Initiative is a series of classes that really help people to understand and embrace diversity and inclusion on our campus, to recognize that our differences are really valuable, and if we're to move forward as a community, we need to celebrate those differences.
It's a three-step approach to making sure that everybody who's a staff member or faculty member on campus has some level of multicultural competence and multicultural awareness.
As a team leader, it's giving me tools and resources to be able to make better decisions in dealing with conflict.
I am a gatekeeper at Wake Forest. I greet my faculty, I greet the students, I greet the administration, and I greet visitors to campus and people visiting. I'm in a very public building. And I think the more I can do to foster my understanding of other people, how I'm perceiving them subconsciously and how they're perceiving me, and being able to check in with that is invaluable. It makes me be very intentional about how I am presenting myself and how I can enrich Wake Forest.
Gatekeepers 2 is about cross-cultural conflict, and we're going to focus today on increasing our own cultural self-awareness by taking the intercultural conflict style inventory. I think it is extremely important to be self-aware when you're thinking about becoming more culturally competent. And knowing who you are, where you are, and how you show up is the first step at doing that.
The Gatekeepers workshops had so many nuggets of information that you could take away.
It's helping me be a better listener. There are different points of view on this campus, as there are everywhere, and not every point of view I hear, I agree with. And Gatekeepers is big on not reacting defensively, on making sure you listen to others, on making sure you give folks the forum to speak. Professionally, it's helped me connect more with students, helps me with empathy, helps me with understanding them, and personally it helps me with relationships, issues with my kids or with my wife.
Stopping and thinking before I actually speak. That has helped me several times.
My favorite tool from the Gatekeeper series is the phrase, does the difference make a difference? And it's one that just I remember frequently in interacting with colleagues, but also friends, when everybody does things a little bit different, and sometimes that could really get on my nerves. But I just remember that they're being just as successful doing it the way that feels most comfortable to them, and why should that impact me in the least?
What I enjoy most about the initiative is having had the opportunity to see the aha moments in the classroom. I feel like Gatekeepers has really given people an enhanced skill set and the ability to feel more comfortable talking about difference and exploring difference without having the anxiety that often makes us pull back from those opportunities.
Your guard's down a little bit. You're talking about topics and talking about yourself in such a way that you get pretty open with folks, and you leave the room having a much better understanding of everybody else that's been in there. And when you see them on the quad or in the pit next time, there's a little bit more of a bond formed there just through the discussions and the conversations, the activities that you've shared.
Right, exactly.
Think about, as you listen to these, how your own cultural learning has taught you what topics are okay to share in public. So are there any topics that anyone can think of that it's not okay to talk about in public? Religion, what else?
I think it's imperative, if you are standing behind the banner of Pro Humanitate, to be able to interact with all people in your community. If you can do that, if you can communicate, if you can accept diversity as a positive thing, and if you can make sure that inclusion is the cornerstone for how you're going to operate as a university, I think that makes for a safer learning environment for everyone.
The reality is that we have diversity. Even in a room full of people who look the same, there's diversity. There's so many layers of difference there.
And that's a major light bulb for people, that our differences are so much deeper than what we can see, and that really even amongst those, we have more things in common that we have different.
The language awareness that it gives you, and by that I mean making sure that you are less offensive, making sure that you are aware of your own microaggressions and macroaggressions, those kinds of things. I think that kind of has a way of seeping into the Wake Forest culture, that we are respectful of others and that we offer others dignity. So for me, it goes hand in hand with what Wake Forest stands for now, which is a more inclusive, diverse environment.
I would encourage anyone that is thinking about taking Gatekeepers, I would definitely encourage you to take all the classes, because it will help you become a better person and a better professional.
Regardless of where you work on campus, faculty, staff, or be you a student, the opportunity to enhance your own cultural competence is an investment in yourself. It's an opportunity that helps you to learn more about who you are and how you show up in the world, and to contrast and compare that with how someone else's experience might be different from your own. So think of it as an opportunity and an investment. Be willing to share, be willing to participate, and know that not only do you have something to gain in these workshops, but you have something to give.